Hi friends, it's Mr. Mark. You're here, I'm here, Grace is here.
Hi friends.
Let's spend some time together. The more we get together, the more we get together, the happier we'll be. For your friends are my friends and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. I feel so lucky that we get to spend some time together. And while we may not all be in the same house at the same time, we can still be together in the ways that matter the most. We can still sing together, we can still be friends together and share stories together, and we get to be God's hands together. You know, one of the things that we can do with these hands that I'm really excited about, and I see it over there, is we get to look inside and see what's in the box that Grace brought. But am I just going to open the box? What do we have to do? Sing the song. Here we go. What's in the box today? What's in the box today? Tell us, tell us, tell us, please. What's in the box today? And we'll see that it is not a puppy, but it is something great. It is hands. Hands that we made at home. Gracie made this one, and I made this one. We're going to explore helping hands and what it means to be God's hands in the world. And for that, we need the Bible. And we're going to do a story from the Bible, but am I just going to open up the Bible and read it while you sit quietly and listen and don't do anything? No. We have to sing the song. So if you have a Bible at home, you can hold it. If not, you can hold your hands like a Bible as we sing the Bible song together, the book of God's love. This is the Bible, the book of God's love. This is the Bible, the book of God's love. Written by people inspired from above. Oh, this is the Bible, the book of God's love. And today's story comes from the New Testament. It's about some helpers in the early church, and I need your help in telling this story. We're going to use something called sign language, American Sign Language, which is one way that we can use our hands to be God's people in the world, because sign language is a way to communicate for people and with people who may have some hearing challenges or may not be able to speak using their voice, but they have a lot to say and they can use their hands. So here's a word you need to know, the word serve. This is the word for serve. Now listen very carefully. Every time you hear me say the word serve, served, or serving, you have to show the American Sign Language for serve. You ready to use your hands? Here we go. After Jesus went into heaven, his disciples continued to devote themselves to serving God. They served God by healing the sick, and they served God by preaching and praying. One day, the disciples learned that some of the widows in the community were not getting enough food to eat. Who would serve them? The disciples were so busy serving through healing, preaching, and prayer that they couldn't do it all by themselves. They needed help. So they chose 7 helpers to serve God by going out to help the widows have enough food to eat. So many good people serving God and God's people. So many ways to serve. How will you serve God today? So, how can we be like those 7 helpers? We're probably wondering, well, Mr. Mark, Grace, we're at home. We would love to use our hands to be God's hands in the world, but what can we do at home with our hands to really serve? Well, the first thing we can do is wash our hands a lot. And there were a lot of things that I thought I knew before the last few weeks. One of them was, I thought I knew how to wash my hands. I thought I was pretty good at it. Do you feel like you're pretty good at it?
Pretty good.
Pretty good? Yeah, I would just put them into the water and do that. But no, you've really got to scrub and get that soap. And then you've got to get in between the fingers on one side. And then you've got to get in between the fingers on the other side. And you got to put them back together and get in between the fingers like that. And then you can interlock your hands and rub that way, and interlock your hands and rub that way. Get the fingertips, and then let the water wash over it, and then use an elbow if you can to turn off the water, and then get a clean towel to dry your hands. That is so important. Did you know that by washing your hands regularly, you are being such a good helper, especially making sure that something like a disease doesn't spread? Isn't that wonderful? And we can use our hands to do things around the house. I've got an idea. What is a chore that you have never done before that would be okay for you to do? Why don't you ask your grown-ups, what is something you could do to use your hands that would be helpful around the house? And it's more than doing just work. You know, when you do a chore around the house, it's a way of showing the people in the house with you that you love them and that you care about them and that you want to do your part. Something else that we can do with our hands, we can make a poster with an encouraging word on it, like together. And you know, maybe I'm the only one that does this, but sometimes I get so excited about making a sign that I start making the letters really big, and then by the end I forget how many letters I have and I run out of space at the end. Does that ever happen to you? Yeah. So one of the things you can do is make a sign with an encouraging word and go and put that on your window facing out, so that as people are walking by or riding their bikes drive by, they can be encouraged too. And they can be encouraged by something that you did with your hands. Yeah, there's so many things that you can do with your hands. Don't think for 1 second that because your hands are small or that because your hands are inside your house that you can't do amazing things for the world. And something else we can do is use our hands to sing a song. This is a song called God's Hands, and it goes like this. God's hands are your hands. God's hands are my hands. God's hands are our hands, working together. God's hands are your hands. God's hands are my hands. God's hands are our hands, working for love. So we're going to do that song 3 times. The first time we're going to do the sign for love. The second time we're going to do the sign for hope. And the third time we're going to do the sign for peace. So love, hope, peace. So let's use our voices and our hands to be God's people in the world. Here we go. God's hands are your hands. God's hands are my hands. God's hands are our hands, working together. God's hands are your hands. God's hands are my hands. God's hands are our hands, working for love. Now let's do hope. God's hands are your hands. God's hands are my hands. God's hands are our hands, working together. God's hands are your hands. God's hands are my hands. God's hands are our hands, working for hope. Now working for peace. God's hands are your hands. God's hands are my hands. God's hands are our hands, working together. God's hands are your hands. God's hands are my hands. God's hands are our hands, working for peace. Your hands can do amazing things in God's world. Please, please, please keep singing. Keep loving, keep using your hands to be the best you and be God's hands in the world. Let's say a prayer. Let's put up our hands like this, these wonderful, amazing hands that are God's hands, and repeat after me. Loving God.
Loving God.
Help us know that no matter where we are, these hands can make a difference in your amazing world. Amen.
Amen.
Repeat after me. Do not be afraid.
Do not be afraid.
God is with you.
God is with you.
Everywhere you go.
Everywhere you go.
God is there.
God is there.
Do not be afraid.
Do not be afraid.
God is with you.
God is with you.
Everywhere you go.
Everywhere you go.
God is there.
God is there.
Thanks for spending some time together with us. Let's do it again.